Oh, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you're at. Oh, we are all
Yeah,
here for a good time, not a long time, as they say, right?
that's right. That's right.
How you doing, man?
No, I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm living my best life, as they say. Just I enjoy my time on this planet, this galaxy,
That's right. That's
whatever
right.
you want to
That's
say.
right.
Oh
Might as
man,
well.
right? Because we're all gonna be here forever.
That's right. That's right. Right.
What's
Okay.
up?
No,
Oh,
no, no. Yeah, no. I agree. I mean, you see it every day. It's the cycle of life.
yep,
You might as well live the best way, the best you can. While you
right,
uh
right. We we
breathing.
we got a interest. Well, not. I guess it is interesting depending on how you look at it. I mean, I know for a fact our generation we're just like whatever. Like we don't look at it. We don't look at it. I can tell you that for a fact. 99.9% of anyone in my generation is like, what? That's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
well, don't look at that. We're
I was there. I was
talking
there.
about going to the great beyond.
Right. I was there, but the more you see it, uh, the more you realize, hey, and being young, I saw you did. I, I, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know for a fact, people were, going to the other side, but um, we didn't see it. Like,
Right.
it wasn't personal. It wasn't like in house. So, as you get older, then you start seeing people who you care about, you had a relationship with go, and then that's when your mortality
Yeah.
uh, kicks in. But right where you're at, everybody lives forever.
Exactly.
I know I am, right?
I mean, we go from being invincible to I'm still immortal. We go from invincible because the body's indestructible because we're young. Then we
That's
go
right.
to immortal, and then we're
That's
like,
right.
oh,
That's right.
and then now we realize we're mortal. That's pretty much the cycle. As you're
That's
invincible
right.
when you're young, like I can do
Mhm.
whatever. Then you're like, I'm immortal. I'm gonna live forever. And then once you get that next stage, you're just like, oh well, it's I'm on the I'm on the last part of that golf course, as they say, the back nine.
Yeah, but it's some good things about being that at that age and young and not think like that because you think that you're going to live forever. And you're not even thinking about death. So you're open to a lot of things. You think you got time, which if you use it wisely, you can do some things. But you know how anything. If you think you got plenty of it, it's you're wasted.
Well, I mean, I guess people don't think about, I guess, what age. That's kind of, I mean, knowing me, I'm gonna be around for when the computers take over. So I'm just gonna have my brain implanted, into a machine. I'm gonna be the T 1500. You know what I mean? So I'm walking around here, walking around here,
Hey,
probably working for
that
Skynet.
long?
Yeah,
That's kind of well. Yeah, that's reasonable. I thought the same thing, but it's not going to happen. Well, you never know. You never know. You might make it. You might make it to Skynet.
yeah. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna force myself, even if I'm like 102 years old.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna live on pure
Something's
will.
going to be left. Right. Something's going to be left behind. Well, didn't you? So the thing is, if I had a timeline and I knew when that time was going to come,
Mhm.
I would do things a lot different.
Oh yeah, I think everybody would. I'm pretty sure there's no reason for you not to. To when you know the exact date,
So why don't we do it now? Well,
because
because we really don't know.
nobody thinks about it. Yeah, and they don't know. It's the unknown. So you, it's like gambling. You do it.
It's
You just
gambling.
like
It's
it's like
gambling. It's gambling. It's gambling. And we all do it.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% agree. It just I don't know. Like I said, nobody really thinks about it, and that nobody really thinks about it in that sense. And when you like put in numbers, I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, I want to live, you know, hundreds of years old or whatever. But
Yeah, what does that look like? But yeah,
I've heard some people say like, no, just take the wheel, let me go. I'm not trying to be hobbling around and stuff. Like
right.
want to, I want to go
Yeah,
when I'm
old
telling it to
age
do
is
stuff.
scary too. You
Yeah,
know, your body starts breaking down, and you can't take care of yourself. That's some people can't handle that as well. But you know, like you said, you do things totally different if you know the time.
right.
You know, but it's just why don't we just live like that now? We can do so much, and we can make the best of every moment
Hmm.
with that mindset.
Yeah, but once again, like not it's the unknown, the not known. It's just that I think that's a huge stopping point for people when they go to do things in life. But I mean, if it were up to me, as far if it did happen, I'd probably just want to be cremated. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to do the whole
Really?
burial. Yeah, I'm not trying to do the whole burial
You're
and
gonna be
everything.
burned twice?
Oh man. No, I'm not gonna be burned twice. It's gonna be once.
You know,
It's gonna be once, and I'm gonna rule the nest. No, but but yeah, I think that's the way I would go. Would be cremation, like just cremate me and throw me in the ocean or something like that. You know what I mean? Like do that. I don't know. I don't want to sit on somebody's like shelf or anything like. Nah, no. Just cremate me
uh,
and like throw me in the ocean or put the ashes in the ground or something.
well, hey, I mean, it's cheaper that way.
Yeah.
Um, but but man, I just no, I can't do it. Get me a casket, lay me out, whatever. You don't even have to leave it open. Just put me by my family, and I'm good. No, that burnt. No,
It's not
no.
like you
Hey,
gonna feel it.
hey, 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 Blue,
It's not like you go. It's not like you gonna feel sweet.
something about it. It for me is how do you get to that point? Let's say, oh, just cremate. And I hear a lot of people doing that,
Hmm.
got that mindset. So I don't know. Um, they probably going to end up digging those graves up because they need the land
Yeah,
and
exactly.
burning everybody
So
anyway. That's
so just cremate me, and I'm out your way. See, I'm already ahead of the game.
yeah,
Even when I'm gone, I'm
yeah,
ahead of the game.
yeah. Because there's a lot of property cemeteries. Take up some major property. So
Mm.
I could see that the future needs outweigh personal preference.
And now, it, I don't know if this will actually be a thing, but like the cryogenics and stuff, I immediately think of Futurama. I don't know if you've seen that show.
Oh,
Um,
oh
it
yeah, with the one eye
yeah,
robot. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I'd be down for that. Like if I get frozen and then I wake up in like 4022 or something like that. I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't mind that. I think it'd be interesting. There might not be a planet to be honest with you, like a
Right, where
cryogenic.
you gonna wake up to? Where you waking up to? Nah. Uh, the cryogenics. That's that. I think that came out. I mean, a long time ago. People talked about it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's for me. I don't know. I couldn't say because like you said, science changes, advances, and all that. and their hope is that science can catch up where they can revive them and bring them back. Then everybody, what are you waking up to? I mean, uh, now don't get me wrong. If I could afford it, and I know it's going to work, I might do it. But as of right now, nah, I wouldn't take that route.
Yeah, I feel like if it was
Mhm.
something is bound to happen if you went into cryogenics, and like I don't know what the like if they're gonna sit there like because people may freak out and then they just get frozen how they how they may be or something like that. Exactly. And then people can do stuff to you while you're frozen. Like I'm thinking about like the alien movies and stuff like that, where people are in
Oh,
the cryogenics and then the person it gets like a I forgot what happened. I think they get like the alien put inside the like they got cut on the side and the alien was put inside them
huh?
or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thinking about all that stuff. I was like, that's the
Oh,
only
I
down
never see it. Yeah, never.
that's like
But
the downside of that. Is because you're still there, so people could do stuff to you that you wouldn't know what happened. So you may be a walking time bomb the time you wake up.
yeah, think about this as well. I mean, what about the people manning that unit, those
Right.
units, and they're going to die? Are they going to be in the same, go through the same state of
Or
cryogenics?
or maybe they
And
cryogenics themselves to come back. Like they cryogenics themselves every year to come back and check up on you. They put themselves back in the cryostasis or something like that.
I'm just looking at somebody and say, "Hey, all these people are gone. Turn the lights off." Because who's gonna check them?
Mm.
Because the people who care about you, they're gonna be gone. They're not gonna go through that
We
same
don't.
process.
We don't.
You, you
They might
understand?
be.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
No,
who?
I hear you. They might be there.
Oh,
They might be there with you.
oh, his whole family's gone. Let's throw him out. Get
Yeah.
somebody else to pay for millions of dollars to
Wake
for
up.
hope.
Wake up
For
in old
hope.
New York, and then there's New York
Yeah,
built on top of it or something like that. Yeah,
that's
man.
right. That's right. So,
But it's like I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that goes into it once that
mhm,
happens as far as like the required paperwork. I don't know a whole lot about it. I do know
yeah.
you got to get like the from what I do know, you got to like start planning getting the caskets and yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, there's a lot of money being spent, but as far as
That's
particulars
right. That's right.
and like getting the casket and the funeral home and the plot if it's not already been decided, because some may plan ahead and decide it's like, hey, I want to be buried here. Now, if it's all the way on the other side of the world, there's a problem. So
Cremation.
exactly, see, it solves everything.
Yeah, that's
it's,
right.
it's,
Ship them. Put them in the
it,
mail.
it solves everything.
But yeah, that's. I mean, you made a good point. After you're gone, doesn't really matter. I mean, it's I mean, it's not like you can, the person can complain about the arrangements. You
Right.
know, uh, what's done is done, and it really doesn't matter. It's just it matters to the ones that are living. It matters how the person lived, or if the person's wishes were met,
Hmm.
things like that. But other than that, like you said, the person who died really doesn't
Hey,
matter.
what you gonna say? You gonna disagree with him?
He was gonna say, "Hey, hey, hey, get
It's like, what are you gonna do?
oh, I didn't want that," but no, no. Yeah,
You have no say in this
yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah.
So
So,
that if it once again if it was up to me, I'd choose cremation because I'm not I can't do that whole funeral sitting there and all the no I can't do that.
well, like you said, you won't be there.
No, no,
I
no. I'm
mean,
saying
like,
if it was. Like if it was somebody else,
Oh, okay.
like
Okay.
I would prefer the cremation or something like that. I can't do the whole sit down at the funeral and look at the casket. That ain't me.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Uh, I guess I'm. Well, I know I'm old school, so we that's how we grew. Shoot, when back in the day, they used to bring it to your house.
Yeah, no.
Had the casket at the house. I
Yeah,
mean, in the living room.
yeah, no, 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 no,
Sleep with it, in the house.
no,
I mean,
no,
you can handle that.
no. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
They don't get up. They're not. You don't have to worry about it.
You say that, and then you end up,
Yes.
having a haunted house or something, sitting there on the Ouija board, like, "Hey, are you here?"
But yeah, that's what they used to do, and you know, I'm just fine.
Of course, you're gonna be fine. You're not. You're not.
So, but yeah, it's different now. I think people look at death differently now. It's you hear it so much, since media
Mm,
is out there that you hear about it so much. It's like, oh, somebody died. It's just how gruesome it is, or um, how dramatic it is that makes a difference. Um, but death is like, oh, whatever. And even with the young people, I mean, for me, it's kind of devastating to see people, especially people I know, die. But you know, kids are growing up going through this that people they know,
mm.
you know. So, um, I mean, as you get older, your friends, the numbers start going down. I don't know at your age if it's that way, but the numbers are, dwindling down. And it's eye opening. It changes your whole perspective.
Yeah, I think for us, it's more so the people like we may have looked up to growing
Mhm,
up. I mean,
mhm,
yes, we have our
mhm.
loved ones and stuff like that, but like,
Right,
for instance, like Prince or
right, okay,
Michael Jackson. Those the
right,
icon.
right.
I think those are the ones that hit us. I would say as hard, if not
Mhm,
harder,
okay.
for our generation because those are like, dang. Well, we don't have. What I mean? It's like
Michael Jackson,
who's
you
gonna
gonna have
fill
friends?
that
Yeah,
void to, like to have that
yeah,
impact, and that's I think that's where it starts setting in for us is when
okay.
those icons of outside of family, of course, family and
Right,
friends,
right,
but
right, right.
those when you see those icons, people you looked up to start going, it's just like, well,
Oh yeah, yeah. That so here, and another thing is how they age. Like if you don't see them for a while, and
right,
then they come back, and like, oh, you know, time. You'd be surprised how much time has lapsed,
right,
and with that time, like you said, it's death that occurs in between that time. Or the next time you hear about that person, um, they're deceased. You kind of like forgot about them for a second,
mm-hmm.
and then next thing you know, oh man, I didn't know that they weren't in the limelight because you're still stuck on when they were like Michael Jackson or Prince when they were still going around, and it's almost like, oh, it's 10 years ago, it's things like that
or
that
actors
is
for sure.
that's true. That's right.
Like the action movie actors like Sylvester Stallone when he came back and was doing
Oh yes.
when he came
What's
back and
that?
it was I think the Expendables. And
Expendables? That's right.
he's like
That's
this
right.
big. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I was like, man, I think he's like 60. I want to say he was like 60,
Yeah,
65.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
big for no. I'm like, bro, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
Well, this man taking care of himself.
I
Hey, Hey, we still got muscles. You know, we can be older and
uh,
still have muscles. You know, come on, the muscles just don't go away.
but I'm just saying it just looks weird when you're getting to that age and then you're like
Yeah,
you're lifting like you would be at my age. When you
right,
somebody my age, I'm expecting you to look like that. You know,
right.
if you're in that industry or something like that, you're an action star.
So how about Arnold? Arnold kind of went
He,
with Arnold fit your mold, your perspective in the aging process, or
Arnold looks like he's supposed to, as
okay,
somebody who was like big into bodybuilding and then he just
mm-hmm.
like slowly got away from it and started like whatever he's doing now. I mean, that's
Right,
something I
right,
would expect from an action star or something. Like, I'm not trying to,
that's right,
I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it's just
right,
weird when you see somebody
right,
that was like you Terminator,
right,
you looking like Jack Diesel. You come out with
right.
Expendables 25 years later, you still looking Jack Diesel, but your face looked like it's been run over by a car. And it's just like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on here?
Yeah, it's trying to hold on, but the thing is, you know, his health. That's the main thing. I mean, and then a lot of times, that aging process, they do the plastic surgery stuff, and
It never turns
that
out well once you get older.
that's right, that's right, that's right. It never ends well. Let me put it like that. So
But how? I mean, planning. But how do you? Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to plan for that. Like I said, this isn't something that we really think about. Like, I'm pretty sure I can count on one hand how many people that I know have life insurance right now at like around my age, unless they have like kids, of course, and like kids and huh? I don't know
I'm
why you
your age.
lying
I
to the
got
people
it.
like that. Uh, like if they have kids and wife and stuff, like yeah, they have life insurance. But like the people that I know that are single, but hey, you got life insurance? Life insurance,
Why?
exactly.
I think my mom does. I think I have some on.
Because we don't think about insurance policies and stuff like that. That think that kicks in once you settle
When?
down. Once you settle down, if you settle down,
Mhm.
that's when that stuff gets talked about or you look into it. But
Right.
even then, it's probably few and far in between. I need to go. I can probably go ask my friend who's married. I think he's a couple years younger than me. See if he has life
Right.
insurance, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So it's just like
Right. Right.
I'm.
Well,
It,
go ahead.
no, it's
Okay.
just like I think once you have kids, that's when it clicks, and it's like I need to get life insurance because now, what's gonna I got to make sure they're taken care of. But if you don't have kids and it's just you and your partner, I don't think that's really thought about that much.
So you're saying this you and your wife, you
Yeah,
don't think about life insurance?
I don't think it's at our
It's
age.
as much,
Yeah,
right? At your age,
I don't think it's talked about or thought about that much because you're both just living your best life. Like you don't think about.
that's true.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. But you know, like you see things, and but you know, the purpose of it, we both know is, you know, to for people behind you, you know, the people you leave behind. And but you know, it's all and a little twist to it. It's all well and good, but people have been killed over insurance policies. So
Right.
it's at at your age, I could see erring on the side of caution, like, hey, look, you know, I might not want to do this at this time, or me, I mean, I feel the same way even at my age. You know, you got to, it has to be with the right people. You leaving it to the right people for the right reasons.
Mm.
But just having it to have it, especially if you got financial, if you got money in the bank to bury yourself.
Right.
I mean, if you don't have anybody else to worry about, and you have money to, in your account to take care of yourself, that should be enough. But I would suggest if you have anybody out there that you are concerned about or financially tied to you in some kind of way or a future,
Mm.
it's a good thing to have.
Yeah, because it ease the burden on them. I mean, it's more
That's right.
so.
That's right.
Well, I guess it would be depending on when it happened. It
Right.
would, because I think we typically tend to to die faster than women, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
So it would be on
That's the
them.
trend.
It would be on the wife or significant other partner and then the kids. But if you already have all your stuff together, then there's not an issue as far as life
Right.
insurance. But if you're it's just you and your partner, I'm pretty sure you both saved up enough money with just you two that it's not an issue. There wouldn't be a burden. I mean, yeah, you can still get the life insurance, and that might be
Mhm.
something that they could use for something else, I guess. Or
Yes.
I don't know what
Right.
other person would be thinking, but I think when you have kids, it changes it a little bit. But if it's just you
Mhm.
and your partner, I don't see it as it being something that would be a burden per se. As far as the life insurance, because like you were saying, if you're well off, you won't have to worry about it. And in my mind, it's like if it's just you two, there's not a whole lot as far as expenses for like kids and school and stuff like that that you gotta put money into.
Right.
So you have more money amongst each other. So there shouldn't be an issue. I'm not saying that
It
there
shouldn't be an issue. That's right.
yeah, there shouldn't be an issue if something was to happen, but you never know. Like I don't know what their money habits would be, but if it's just you two, I would err on the side of there shouldn't be an issue as to why they're you're going through all this or
Yeah.
whatnot.
So if so, I would question the fact that, like you said, at your age, and we're doing well financially, we got a good savings, you got a good checking, and we got good investment money portfolio. That insurance, life insurance policy conversation would come up on either party.
Mm-hmm.
Like if my wife would say it to me, or I would say it to her, I think she would question that, like, insurance policy.
Right,
Why are we even talking about insurance policy? It's just us. We got investments, we got money in the bank. You know, why are we having this conversation?
right.
It might be some ill will, some other thing going on. So, but if you have once you have a kid, yeah, I think it adds. You put it in there, even though if you financially stable, if you have a kid
Right.
together, it it
It
changes the game. It
it
changes the
changes
game.
it 100%, and that's why I was just like,
Yeah,
yeah, I can see it if you have like a child, but if you don't,
yeah.
then I don't see why there would be any issue if something was to happen. Like there wouldn't be if you're doing. I'm not saying doing what you're supposed to do, but if you're living your best life, because if it's just you two, you should be saving, putting something in a saving, because you
Mhm.
should have a
That's right.
savings that you would use to
That's
do
right.
big purchases or whatever the case may be,
Invest.
and that as well. So
All
so
right.
I wouldn't see there being an issue. And then depending on what the person wants to do, whoever is is it beneficiary? Is that the
Yeah, the benefit of shit.
whoever is the beneficiary? I mean, if they cremate you, then that's even
More money.
less money.
I mean, more money. More money saved.
Oh yeah. So I don't. The only time I would see it is if there was a child involved, like
Right.
adopted or otherwise. I mean, it doesn't
Right.
matter. Like if
Right.
there's a child involved,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you think about not just that kid, but down the line, down the line.
Mm,
So your ears all the way down. So that's when. uh, the insurance comes into play, and you put things on in place to protect them from themselves. Like you get a lot of money, you can do a lot of dumb things. You
Right.
know, you when you limit it, you do as limited dumb things. But when you got a lot of resources, you do a lot of dumb things. So you have the potential of doing a lot.
So is that with the part where you put in the will? It's like, hey, you don't see in this money until you graduate.
That's right. That's right. Or you turn 30, or you get what do you call it? What do you call it when they divvy it out over? Golly, it's slipping my mind. But yeah, you don't get lump sum. You just get a check every month. You know, you
Okay.
just
A
yeah,
stipend.
yeah, 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 something like that. Yeah, that
Okay.
right. Uh, yeah, yeah, stipend. You can use that term, but you're not getting a lump sum of money, all of it at one time. No, no. This and then if you don't use it all, it goes down the line to future, you
Right.
know,
I got you.
relative,
I think
So,
that's more so for like the people that have like a lot of money. I don't know if you're gonna
okay,
be
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna be doing if you're saying I'm good, I'm okay, we're
Well, well, if
getting
it's
by.
invested, it'll keep growing,
Right.
too.
Well,
So
but you never know
over
what's gonna
time.
that company may go under. I mean, like you said, it, it may not have a reason to exist anymore.
What the 500 companies,
It may not have a
you
reason
gotta
to
get.
exist anymore. The world is always changing.
So, but yeah, that's where I would go with it. And that protects the person from themselves.
Right. So
So,
I guess if you're with somebody, that would be your person to handle your affairs. But in the event if it's just you, I mean, you probably just get like your best friend or somebody that you're real close with. I'm assuming that's how it usually go. I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot of people that that pass on that are by themselves. Usually they're with they have somebody that's close to them in their lives or something like that. Like I wouldn't know how you would approach
yeah,
that if you don't know anybody. But for me personally, if I ended up being single the rest of my life and I passed on, it would be my best friend. I mean, so I mean that's a no brainer for me. It's just
you need the best friend to handle your affairs. Is
yeah,
that what you say? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you gonna get your attorney to
No,
do it.
no, I don't trust them.
Right.
No, no,
I'm just
no,
saying,
no.
because you gotta
I've
have
heard too
things in
many
place.
stories about agents and lawyers. No, nope. I'd rather
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
get
okay.
get my best friend
So
to do it for me and just keep moving. And it's like because they know how because after all those years they would know how I think and they'd be like, he wouldn't want
yeah.
that. He wouldn't want that to happen.
And see, and that's things, when you put it in writing, you know, uh, when you put it in writing, things change. So, I mean, that process, you say that friend, you got
Mm,
that friend as a person. And, you know, when you got family members, a family situation where you got, kids, or you got a wife, you got a spouse, um, things change. So that thing has to be fluid where you can, who's your friend today might not be your friend tomorrow.
mm,
And when you put things in writing, like for medical reasons that you can't take. So I'm assuming that if I'm putting that person in that position, they they're gonna be my spokesperson if I can't speak for myself under healthcare conditions. So with that being said, I'm saying, do you want to put it in writing, or is this something that we? I, I think it's something you should put in writing, and that be is subject to change. And when you see that change is needed, you need to do that change immediately.
right. I mean,
Life insurance.
the I have my friendships in writing. It's just like, yeah, friend for life. Don't mess it up. I'll come back and
Right,
haunt
right,
you.
right. but you understand what I'm saying,
No, no, I
because
got you 100%.
things change, and you need to be willing to make those changes immediately because things happen. Because you don't know the time, you don't know when it's
Right.
going to happen.
Right. Just like that Fortune 500 company may not be there anymore. You talking about it.
A lot of things won't be here then. The banks won't even be
Right.
hiding, your nuggets, gold nuggets, trinkets under the mattress, if there's a mattress. You might have floating beds and all that good
There's not
stuff.
gonna be anything to hide.
And,
I mean, if it's gonna be hidden, it's gonna be on a little chip that's implanted in your arm or something. That's what
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta. There's gonna be a certain scan. You gotta scan a certain way. Reach the black market and got all this money. I'm just, yeah, I'm just throwing all that stuff out there because there's
Are they going
already
to, put that? Are they going to put that on the cryogenic? People that
probably.
go in there
Yeah,
and install it on
you get
them just
assigned
in
it
case.
just like in Futurama. You get assigned a job. They give you a little chip and put it in your hand.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Nah, but
Just want to make sure.
there's already people getting like, I don't know if you saw this, but that's why.
The barcode type stuff
Well,
scanning.
no, it was a chip. They're getting a chip implanted in their arm or hand or something like that to open their cars.
Oh, okay. Sign number one.
Hey, it's already heading there. So I was just like, oh, okay,
Sign.
yeah. So pretty soon you're gonna be plugged in like the Matrix. You're gonna have that little cord in the back of your neck, fit in the bat tank.
Not me. Not me. I think you can do it. Oh man, I can get more information. Plug me in. I can do this. Yeah, you do it. There are young people that do it, but nah, we're not doing that.
Nah, I'd probably be part of the resistance to take it down. To be honest with you,
No, no, I get it. So, but yeah, it's a topic that death is not something people want to put time in and think about, but it's guaranteed. Uh, so you
like that
somebody's
passage,
going to
right?
think about it. Yeah, somebody's going to think about it, and the main thing is not putting it on our families. That burden
Mm-hmm.
and all our friends that we leave
Look,
everything to.
look, they knew what they were getting into when they decided to be my friend. We had to sit down at the table. We had to drink over it and be like, "Hey, you signed this. You, you,
Oh,
and you
okay.
were held accountable to anything
Oh,
that
y'all
may
signed
happen."
it while you were drunk.
No.
Yeah, I got you.
No. It was,
Oh,
a
no, I
gentleman's
can, I
drink
can, I
over,
can.
the
I get you. I get you.
little,
Right.
yeah,
Just having a conversation. Yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
It was like you
But
signed
that's
this.
good. That's good.
You were,
Now you put it up somewhere. You got it.
hey, hey, it's all up here.
You put it in a place.
What?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So that goes with you when you gone. Uh,
Yeah, the contract is gone when I'm gone. Exactly. They're free to do whatever they need to do. But until then, we're friends until the end. Like they
okay.
say, bad boys for life.
So so let me ask you. This is a thing too. When people, no, I'm just making a statement. When people talk about this death and what they want and how they want it, and they they got to realize that everybody can't be that friend
Mm,
that or that person that's going to handle everything. And there's several people in your life that are up for that task to handle your affairs on your behalf.
right.
You need to let all of them in on what you want,
Well, yeah, if
how you
you're
want it
there
done.
at that point, but I'm saying if it's just,
Right,
saying if it's just me, if I'm
right,
if I'm
right.
single all the way up until I
No,
go, And then
Right.
it's just gonna be on
Right.
it's gonna be on
Right.
that one
Right.
person. No, don't get me wrong, I understand completely. But
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like you said, you had a conversation with that friend,
Mm,
and you told them what you want, and you're friends to the end. And I'm saying a lot of people don't have that conversation. So it's just like, okay, you designate that friend, and then you don't talk to your other friends that feel the same way about you, and you hold in the same regard. And they're like, well, you picked that person, and you didn't trust me or whatever. So what I'm saying is to have that conversation with the people who you value in that way or trust in that way, you need to have it with the ones you designate and the ones you don't, so that they'll understand why you made that decision and everybody's on the same page. Because the thing that hurts the most during that time and causes people generational wealth is the fact that somebody's feelings was hurt and now they want to fight. Oh, that's not what they wanted. Oh, I was the best person in that person's life, and now they're fighting over the money or the house, the cars. And during that process, it's just draining away from the wealth.
mm.
So that's why communication and letting everybody know how you're thinking and why you're doing. If you want cryogenic, and you want all your resources to go there, that's somebody else said, well, no, this is cremated, and we take all that money and use it for the living, not on somebody who's dead. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is you need to have a conversation
Mm.
with those who are designated and the ones that are not, and let them know why and have an understanding. Because if you don't, it's going to be turmoil.
No, I completely understand, but I'm on the outlier in this situation. I don't have a whole bunch of people. It's like, oh, no, this is. I've known this person for 20 some odd years. They know what they're
Okay.
getting into.
Okay. I
It
got it.
ain't one of those
Got
where I
it.
have like, oh, all these. No, it's my
No.
one person
Okay.
I've known for this long.
Long. Okay. Okay. But see, everybody don't have that.
Exactly. That's why I
Everybody
said
don't.
I'm on the
Everybody don't.
outlier. I'm one
That's
of the
right. That's
outliers.
right.
So I
Yeah.
can understand exactly where you're coming from. And I was like, this does not apply to me in this situation because.
Because you think about it. Now, what if you find that significant other,
Mhm.
but you got it in writing? My friend is the one going to
Oh, well,
handle
that would
all this.
change. I mean,
Uh,
if you have a
but
significant other, that's when you have the discussion that changes because that's your significant other. You should prioritize
right.
that person over your friend.
Absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
that's a different concept, and the friend would understand. They should understand, just like
Mm-hmm.
when they have a significant other.
No,
You
you
understand
off the
that
list.
that you
You
take a
drop down.
that you take a step back. You know what I mean? So you
You
know
drop down that list. You go from here to there.
exactly. So it should be
So
understood.
but the thing is, what a lot of people do is, I'll take care of that tomorrow.
Mhm.
Uh, wait. I'll get around to it, and then they never get around to it, and then things happen, and then that that person, because it's happened where I worked, that somebody's been married, divorced, remarried, and never changed their beneficiary at work. They passed away. You know who
The ex got
gets
all
the
this
money?
stuff.
The ex got it.
Mm.
Even though they've been married for a significant amount of time to the other woman, to his other wife, the ex gets it.
Mm.
So that's how important it is. Take care of that stuff. Get that person who you want to be there.
I think
So because you say you have that conversation, once I got my significant other and I'm gonna change it. It's always I'll get around to it.
mm,
Nobody sits there and say I'm gonna do it immediately.
I figured that would have been the first thing that's done if you can especially if y'all don't like each other. I don't know the situation behind it, but it's like you getting a
Right.
divorce. You go.
They're gonna get around to it. Just never did.
Mm,
And that's real. That has happened. HR has, got us together behind stuff like that, saying, look, you got to update this stuff. You got to stay on top of it because if you don't, it's going to go where you say it's going to go.
right.
You can't. Nobody can come and say, "Oh no, that's not right." No, this is what he said, and that's where it goes, and nothing anybody can do about it.
Mm.
That's the importance of
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're my age or our generation,
it.
it's like who's your beneficiary? My parents.
Right.
Like,
Which makes sense.
it's,
Which makes sense.
I was like, don't think about anything like that. But yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense as you get older and you hopefully are married for a long time
Right.
or whatever
Right.
your decision is, and you don't have to go
Right.
through any of that. But my thing is, I'm looking at like if you get divorced, I'm thinking something must have happened. Like, yeah, you two
Right.
cannot love each other, and that's one of those amicable ones where you both go your separate ways. But if it's
Moves
the
the
one where
ways.
it's animosity,
Yeah,
you
right. You punch it all the
I'm thinking
way
that
in.
stuff's gonna be done day one. It's like, oh, you want to get a divorce? Bet.
You would think. You would think. You would absolutely think so, as it should. But a lot of times people just tomorrow what they should do today. You know what? That time. Hey, I'm gonna live forever. This is gonna be all right. I'm not going nowhere. I get to it whenever I can. And it doesn't. We don't have that. We don't know that time card.
Yeah, you don't know when you're gonna punch out. Like, got
That's right.
it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But da-da-da. I've never heard of what I've never heard of a potter's grave. That's a new term for me. I'm guessing that's just when
Kind of,
they bury you wherever. They just
that's right. That's right. That's right. You I've never seen it personally, but I've heard of a cardboard casket,
a cardboard casket.
deteriorate. Yes, it's going to deteriorate into the
Okay,
ground,
okay.
and because it's nobody by yourself.
Hmm.
You think about a man lives in their home by himself, never married, no kids. Usually they find them in the home because nobody hadn't seen them in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a lot of times they do have the resources because of how they lived. A
Right.
lot of times they had resources, and you wonder why they lived like that because they they didn't have to, because they had it, but they just didn't use it.
Right.
Um, but there's other people out there who don't have it, and they don't no headstone, no nothing, nobody, and they just put you out there, just put a marker, a stone, a rock, or something saying somebody's buried here. That's it.
Just cremate them. Just cremate.
Well,
It's just cremate them. It's like I don't.
you know,
No, I'm just saying
can't afford a creed, you can't afford it.
you can't afford to burn somebody.
Well, I'm just
You
saying,
can't afford to burn somebody. I know people that burn people for free. I don't burn people for free. Don't go there with me for that. No, talking about can't afford to burn somebody. There's people out there, man. You can't. No,
somebody burned for free.
like I'll do it.
So, but no, I think you're correct on that.
Talking about can't afford to be cremated. You just burn them. What you mean? You just burn the body
Well, it's a process. Think about it. You go check and see how much it costs. It's
to
some
burn
money.
somebody. I'll go gather. I'll go
Yes.
cut down some trees. Build a nice little, like the Vikings used to do. Put you wrapped
No.
up in a little cloth on top of it and burn it. Boom. Problem
No.
solved.
No. To get that fine dust powder, it takes a lot of heat.
You don't need
The
to
burn
find
bone.
you don't
To
need to
burn
find
bone.
you don't need to find dust powder. You just just do just get your nice little stand and put them on there and just let it go. And then let the remains just you can
Right.
just bury the remains there, whatever you want to do, because the wood's gonna burn, turn to ash, and that's gone. And then whatever's left of the body, you just open up the ground right there and just cover it back up. Let nature do its thing.
And you going to jail behind you do that to somebody. Going to jail. No, it's got to be a humane way. You can't just
That is a humane
throw
way. You've never seen the
throw a
shows.
bunch of wood, throw a
You
bunch
never
of
seen the
wood on.
shows where the Vikings wrap up the people and they burn them on the little pyre or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
Yeah, that is
yeah.
humane. What you mean? They're sending them off. They wrap their body up and then lit the thing on fire and then let them, give them the proper
Oh,
send
they
off.
down the river
Yeah,
down the water.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
light the boat on fire.
But that's back then. That's back
You can
then.
still do that.
That's
What
not now.
you mean? You can still do it now. Look,
Try it and see what happens. I want to be there when you try that. But no, I think the state pays a certain amount of money, death benefits to, I guess, as entitled to everybody. But I think it's unless cremation is, I think it's around $200. I correct, if anybody got, know the numbers, please comment, put a comment in the comment section. But it's like the state gives like $200, I think, towards burial. So I guess that would cover cremation.
so it's
If
basically
I'm
free.
if I'm a,
So it's basically free, is what I'm hearing you say. So the same thing I can get Joe down the street to do. The state pays somebody else to do for $200.
say if to for me to think about create cremation and the cost, I would base it off of that either the state pays half or they pay all of it, at least cremation costs.
Mm.
So I'm just gauging. I could be wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Humane
think
way, humane way, not putting somebody on a nice little boat and send them out to sea and let the boat burn so it just seeps into the water. No, we're gonna put them in a hot iron stove and turn it up to 10,000 degrees and just burn them in that way. But that's more
well, I was
humane.
saying back then with the Vikings that was okay, but now you can't do that.
What you mean you can't? What you mean you can't do that? Mother Nature's gonna take its course. She's gonna use that
Well,
body.
I hadn't seen it. Have you seen it?
Hmm? No,
Yeah, have you
I'm
seen
just
that? Oh,
saying.
I hadn't
But
seen
you're
it.
saying it
I'm
was
just
expensive. I'm like, what you mean? You can literally just go out. You can literally just go out somewhere and take care of it yourself. I'm not saying not somebody that's alive, of course, but if you're
that's
handling your
right.
own business.
But no, I would think it's not expensive. Well, I'm thinking that's the more cheapest way you go
Mm,
is cremation. And then the urns and all that stuff is where the cost comes in that. And then you want some people want to wear it around their neck and
no,
some of the ashes and
no.
all that stuff.
There's
But the new things going out now is they are putting it, playing a tree and using the ashes in the soil.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
To feed the plant, something like that.
that's right. That's right.
Let Mother Nature take its let Mother Nature take its course. At the end of the day, Mother Nature will win.
it win. Right. So that's what a lot of people are doing now. They're putting the ashes, planting the tree, putting the ashes in the soil as the tree grows. It's kind of like
Yeah, so
recycling
you could have
life.
just put that
Mhm.
outside and take care of what you gotta do. If you live out in a plot of land or whatever and
That's right.
somebody passed away, you just burn it and then put a tree there. Burn it, put the tree there and let that tree
No,
burn.
no, you carry it to the crematorium and then you bring it out there
You can do
and
the
put
same thing
it
without doing it's cut out the middleman. You could do cut out the middleman. You can do it yourself.
gotta watch.
You can do it yourself. Well, I don't need to pay somebody to do what I can already do.
Watch you.
No, no.
What am I doing for free? Oh man.
Look, there's how to videos on how to do everything. Look, I can look up how to
That's right.
cremate somebody. It tell me right there. I don't even have to hire somebody to do it. Hell, you mean? Cut out the middleman. I just do it myself. Just go to YouTube.
No, no, man. You, you definitely will not handle my any funeral arrangements whatsoever. So I could do it.
I mean,
You say that,
there's
but you couldn't do it. You wouldn't do that.
you can literally just look up how to do it. Everything's available now, so you don't need to hire a middleman to do something like that. Well, I mean, unless you feel like providing putting whatever they do, if you feel like supporting that business or whatever the case may be, that cremation business or whatever it's called, then yeah, you can go there. But I don't know. Me personally, I'm just like, why do it if I can just do it myself for a lot of things. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind it. I'm just like,
Right, because you want dust. You don't want bones and all that stuff.
and you know what?
I
Though
mean, I'm getting too graphic for this,
you know what's gonna
but
happen to
yeah,
those bones when you put them in the ground?
mhm,
The same thing.
it's gone.
So at the end of the day, it all goes back to square one.
But
So
you
it
know,
doesn't matter.
it's
It doesn't matter.
you got loved ones that count. But if you buy yourself and like the Potters thing, it's usually people just outside society is just forgot about.
Mm.
I think I don't. I'm not sure. Somebody can correct me. Send a comment. Um, a lot of prisons, where the prisoners die and nobody's there, and they just they have things on. I think on the I guess on the facility where they buried people, and they're just a number. So I would consider that Potter's grave because it's just the cost of them putting them and burying them out there wherever. And it's a lot of people out.
Mm.
People who died in prison that nobody cared about.
I believe
Just
it.
put them out there. So I consider that Potter's um, graves.
Oh, okay. You're going back. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
I figured the
So,
prison would have just. I mean, as you're talking about real estate and land, I don't know why the prison would like bury people if
well,
they
that's
just.
business though. Prison is business.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying you would just cremate them. Like I'm pretty sure they have like a furnace or something like that down there, right?
Pretty sure, but I don't think it's useful. Cremation is used for uh,
Well,
heating
I
the
mean, I'm
facility
looking at it. I'm
or
looking at it
water.
from a perspective like if the because you're talking about all these plots of lands being taken up
Right,
for
right.
burials and stuff like that. So it's like if they're burying people on the prison in the prison, it's like why aren't they just cremating them and then I don't know. I just I mean I understand the reasoning behind wanting to have the nice funeral and everything like that, the casket and all that. But me personally, I just no.
It's here because I don't know. It's just humanity. Some people are humane.
I am humane. What do you mean? Like
No, no,
like
no. It
you
is a
cremate
cost
somebody and just
associated.
like that's what I was saying. You throw them out to sea. The fish
That's
will eat
right.
the ashes or whatever the case
That's
may
right.
be. Mother Nature will
Right.
find a way to use that whatever it is, whatever's left over,
That's
just like they use it for the tree. I mean, it's no
that's
different. So
that's right. But I'm still not sold on cremation. So, but um, but some people are. Yeah, and obviously you are. I mean, that just
yeah,
I'm gonna go to old school.
yeah, of
Do it the
course.
old
And I
school
mean
way.
that is how you do it from the 1800s. We understand. We get it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
That's right. No, that. Uh,
No, but to those that have been watching or will be watching, in the description below, there will be a link that varies by state, basically a checklist of what you would need to do if something
good
was to
stuff. Good
happen.
information.
Yeah, was to happen in the event of someone passing that's close to you. So reference that, and like I said, it does vary by state. but it is an overall guide to help you get in the right direction. But in all seriousness, though, as much as I joke about the cremation and everything like that, do whatever it is you want to do as far as taking care of your loved ones and things like that. And of course, my stance may change as I get older into the or I guess it's this way. This guy, once I'm on the back nine per se.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Let us know in the comments your
Yes.
thoughts, opinions, anything like that, and we'll see you next week.
So, all right, it's been a pleasure.
All
See you
right,
next tack time.
all right, later, everybody.
All right.